I suppose now is the perfect time to bring up an interesting proposition, for want of a better phrase, that I might implement into the LP when the time occurs. You see, we're over 300 parts into this LP, coming up to almost 200 hours. I imagine we're over halfway through the game now, but still plenty to keep us occupied, and still a long way to go, I imagine. And from the very start, I have not fast travelled during the actual playing of the LP. I have fast travelled occasionally to do certain things off camera, but never on camera, and never to sort of skip from place to place to get through a quest quickly. I don't want to feel like I'm speeding through the game. I want to enjoy things. But fast travel does have its place. You know, for instance, now I'm walking back to Windhelm, and as much as I do still enjoy the time walking, enjoying the scenery, the music of the game, and things like this. You know, for instance, fast travelling from, say, Winterhold to Windhelm, and to take the carriage to Riften, or even just fast travelling straight to Riften once you're done in Winterhold with your catching up, etc., isn't necessarily where's it going? Isn't necessarily game breaking, if you know what I mean. Elwyn is not collecting anywhere near as many alchemical ingredients as he used to do, and that was another reason why I didn't want to fast travel too much, because I like to pick herbs on the way. So someone Darth Pathfinder silly troll suggested it, and I actually thought it was actually quite a good idea, and that is to sort of build fast travel into the game. Now, Elwyn, of course, the Archmage, how about when we master alteration to level 100 and we gain the master alteration perk, why not have fast travel be some form of teleportation spell? Elwyn creates it himself, does a bit of study, spends some time researching in his quarters at Winterhold, and comes up with this teleportation spell. Maybe if you want to make it less game breaking and put a penalty on it, why not only fast travel when you have certain reagents available, so that you have to have certain make it either an alchemical ingredient or some piece of a gem or something, some cost to actually to fast travelling. So that's why I'm sort of toying with the idea, having fast travel be built into the game, in a way, as a teleportation spell that Elwyn has created, and to try and stop me from using it far too often, which wouldn't happen anyway, but just for things like now, from travelling from Winterhold to Riften, so we can crack on with some of the quests around there rather than have to walk back and get a carriage or whatever. Make a price to it, so sort of think of a reagent, or maybe a couple of reagents that Elwyn needs to have in his possession before he can fast travel, and once he fast travels the reagents are lost, so we'll just put them on the ground and drop them as if they've been used or consumed. I think that would work. I think that's actually not a bad idea and a good suggestion, so just intrigued as to hear what other people's thoughts are, so leave a comment as to what you think about it, and if I think it will work, which I do think it will, and I'm more than likely going to do it, but I will still welcome other people's thoughts. If everybody said no, don't do it, then I might not, but I think it would work well. and it'll certainly provide for a little bit of less backtracking, I suppose, because we're starting to do a bit of it now when we come back to Winterhold every so often. So, you know, as I said before, I wouldn't use it as a way to speed through quests. If a quest said, right, you need to go to Markarth, and you need to go here, you need to go there, then fine, I'll find my way there normally. But certainly for trying to reach other places and speed things up a touch, for backtracking purposes, it's certainly more than reasonable. Anyway, that was my thoughts on the matter. Moving on. Place is depressing, is it? Can't be more depressing than Riften, with all the thieves and things. Anyway, shouts, Ethereal, thanking you. Fine. Marcurio seems to be stuck in the icy water. Hopefully when I take the carriage to Riften, he'll catch up. I hope he doesn't get lost after we've just given him some jewellery and things, and the staff of Erik Galderson.
Move on, friend. I have nothing to sell today.
Well, who does have something to sell? Do you have something to sell?
A welcome to you, friend. The road, mate. Move on, friend. I have nothing to sell today.
Are they out of wares or something? What's going on? Oh no, this guy's here. Madran.
I welcome you, friend. Take a look.
Take a look. Right, Madran, I have some things to sell you. I have some dragon scales and dragon bones. Thanking you. Ah, Makiri, you've caught up. Good stuff. Right, where are we going? Can I speak to you on the carriage top? Nope. I need to tell him where I'm going first. Okie dokie. Hello?
I can take you to any of the hold capitals.
Yep. I want to go to
Where do you
Riften.
want to go?
Riften, please. Make it snappy.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Come on, Marcurio. Let's get out of here. The Beyond Barb awaits us, and the Cliff
I might
Racer.
have to stop and get myself a pint at Blackbriar Mead while I'm in Riften. It's worth the trip all by itself.
Blackbriar Mead. You silly man. Cliff Racer. That is the finest drink in Riften. In fact, could well be the finest drink in the whole of Skyrim. 1:26 a.m.
Too lazy to walk, eh? Well, you found the right place.
Good timing. You know what? That's another good thing. Another thing to consider. I told you in the last couple of sessions ago that I'm considering buying a horse. Would we need one if we're going to start fast travelling? I don't know. I don't know. All these thoughts mulling over in my mind. Mulling over. Wow, mass exodus here. Ah, I've just realised the one thing that we didn't get by taking the carriage is we didn't get a mammoth tusk from a Daisy. Never mind.
I don't have any business with you, so get out of my face.
I love this in music as well.
You're welcome here. Otherwise, hit
Hit the road, Jack!
me. Fine. Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Thanking you. Yeah,
Come back and see.
I love this in music.
I don't have any business with you, so get out of my
Far more soothing than that Ragnar the Red charade that gets sung at nearly every other inn in the game. Yeah, this is just right up Elwin's alley. You there!
What do you need?
Take a seat.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
Although, you should know that the last person to sit on the seat ended
Let
up
me know
dead.
if there's anything else you need.
Mercurio, sit.
Okay, got it.
Take the weight off. No, you're not bothered?
Anything else?
Take a seat.
Okay, got it.
I think he's a bit apprehensive to sit on it. And Elwyn said something about somebody dying after being sat on this seat. Are you superstitious, Mercurio?
Anything else?
You superstitious? Don't be silly. You're safe in my service, kind of. I think the thing with Carjo is the fact that he was dressed in mail, so he sort of blended in with the bandits. Somebody wearing browny orange robes will stand out a mile, so I'll be less inclined to kill him with friendly fire. you would think. Just ask Brelina if that's right. The amount of fireballs she's taken to the face. Anyway, I think we're coming very close to the end of today's session. A slightly slower paced affair, but with, Winterhold finishing off a few things there and starting a few others, and coming back here to the Rift. We'll finish today's session, I think, with a little bit of reading. This is not so much a story book that Elwyn usually reads, or a book with some kind of moral, but it's something to do with where we are. Of Cross Daggers. It's actually a history of Riften. Quite fitting, considering we've been here for quite some time. Let's read about the place, shall we, and garner a bit more information. So, Riften, it's situated on the eastern banks of Lake Onric. The city of Riften serves as a reminder of a bygone era. The once proud streets and buildings have vanished and been replaced with a collection of wooden structures and rough stonework shrouded in a permanent fog-like mist. In order to understand how such a large city became nothing more than a glorified fortress, one need only look to the history books for the answers. Riften was a major hub of activity for trade caravans and travellers to and from Morrowind. Fishing skiffs could be seen dotting the lake at all hours of the day, and the bustling city was alive with activity at night. The city guard was formidable and maintained a tight grasp on its populace, keeping them safe from harm. The marketplace in Riften was also quite a draw, containing numerous stands offering wares from across Tamriel. In the 4th Era 98, amidst the confusion of the Void Knights, Hosgun Crossdaggers was installed as Jarl when the previous Jarl had been assassinated. Although many believe that Hosgun was responsible, and cries of protest filled the streets of Riften, the Jarl took the throne and immediately took action to protect his station. Using the city guard, he had the streets cleared of protesters and initiated a curfew. Any caught breaking the curfew were immediately jailed without the process or executed if it was a repeat offence. For over 40 years, Hosgun ruled Riften with a black heart and an iron fist. He imposed ridiculous taxes upon his subjects and any merchants that wished to sell their wares within the city walls. Hosgun kept most of the coin for himself, using it to construct a massive wooden castle with unnecessarily lavish quartering within. The castle took 7 years to build and became a visual reminder of the people's oppression, which earned it the nickname Hosgun's Folly. Towards the end of his reign, the streets of Riften became littered with refuse and its people plagued by disease and hunger. Then, in the 4th Era 129, the people had finally had enough. With their numbers, they were able to temporarily overwhelm the city guard long enough to set Hosgun's Folly on fire, with the greedy Jarl still within. As the fighting recommenced, the fire spread through the city unchecked. By the morning, the people had emerged victorious, but not without great cost. Most of the city was now in ruins, and many had died. It took 5 years to rebuild Riften into the smaller city that it is today, and even though over 50 years has passed since then, it still has yet to fully recover. Some believe it will never achieve the level of affluence it saw at the beginning of the 4th Era, but there are a few who still hold on to the hope that Riften can return from the ashes and become a centre of commerce once again. Wow, so we learned a few bits of information there that we never knew about Riften before. And isn't it amazing how one person can cause quite a downfall of a place? The current Jarl, although not ruling with a black iron fist, is somewhat lackadaisical and, well, generally hopeless if you ask me. This place needs a strong ruler to turn it around. Whether or not that happens in our time, who's to say? Anyway, in the next session, I think we'll go and hand in the quests that we can hand in, such as the Cursed Tribe one, and also speak to Ingen Blackbriar, and also Willandria. Once we've done that, we're going to then head to Shorestone to obtain the ore sample from Filnyar. And after that we might be close to the end of that session, but the exploration, or the freeform exploration of the Rift, is soon upon us, which means if you have any locations that you want Elwyn to visit or think that he would benefit from, leave a comment, or there's also a topic over in the forums, which I will link in the description, where you can also do that. There's also, already there's a few places being suggested that Elwyn can keep an eye out for, and I'm sure there's plenty more out there. Anyway, we've gone on for long enough, so join me next time. See you soon.